Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. JAYCOOL Charisma here in the house. Sexy vegan chef by day, star entertainer slash singer dancer by night. Well, today we're going to do something special, something delicious, something that we all like as junk food eaters, especially back then if you were a junk food eater or not. Today we're going to do French fries, but it's not really going to be French fries. It's going to look and taste like French fries, but except it's going to be baked, all right? And we're doing potatoes, all right? It's going to be baked potatoes. We're going to do baked potato wedges, and they're going to look like French fries, and they're going to be garlic potatoes, garlic French fry potatoes, but with different types of herbs that we're going to add on to it, okay? To give it that extra special kick and make it taste like as if either you're coming from Spain or maybe from the Caribbean. You know what I mean? I'm putting some of my Caribbean influences and also my European influences because, you know, I've been to Europe so many times anyways. But anyways, so today it's going to be delicious. You know, you can eat this with vegan chicken, which is something that we're going to be doing for the next video. You can eat it with rice, mushroom rice. You can eat it as something you can use to dip it with, you know, with hummus. You know, it's just going to be delicious and amazing, all right? So it's going to be very satisfying. It's going to be healthy. It's not going to be fried again, as I mentioned. And it's going to be something that will be good, of course, for you bodybuilders out there, especially for individuals who want to keep their mass and size, you know, and at the same time, you know, something starchy. All right, because I know sometimes, you know, there are people who like to run out there and, you know, they're losing a lot of weight. It's like, well, you know what, I really don't want to lose a lot of weight, you know, especially that's my case. You know, I'm going to kind of keep my size because I'm small framed, but you can't really tell from the video. But at the same time, I want to eat something healthy that's not going to bloat me, that's not going to be bad for me, so I think this is probably the best way to go. All right, so you guys ready? Let's do this, all right? French fries, but baked French fries, vegan French fries, not fried, baked with olive oil, herbs, the JAYCOOL style, all right? Sexy vegan style. And by the way, did I show you my muscles today? Yo, oh, ho, ho. Let's go do this. Where are we going? That way. Follow the muscles, baby. Woo! All right, ladies and gentlemen, so these are the ingredients you're going to need for the baked French fried potato wedges that we're doing today, okay? So I cut here 1 tomato, all right? Organic tomatoes, they got to be organic. Just remember, they got to be organic so they're not sprayed, all right? Purple onions, which is my onions of choice. You know, they have a little sweet side to it. They're not as harsh as the regular onions. And, of course, potatoes. I use 5 pounds, just in case you guys need to know. 5 pounds is all you need, and that will give you the servings to feed at least 2 or 3 people, especially people who really like to eat a lot. In addition, what I do, and this is what I used to do back in the day, I used to actually wash it with something like this, and I used to use soap to wash it, but that was my mistake. But what you guys want to do is basically just kind of like scratch off all of the sand, because remember, this does come from the ground, so you want to scratch off and wash off all the dirt, but not leave it too long washing, because you don't want the water from the faucet to absorb, because the water from the faucet has chemicals. So, you know, it's the best that we can do, unless you have enough money to use spring water and just to kind of have somebody hold it and you wash it down. So that would be a great idea too. Next, I use cilantro, which I'm going to chop up, and the herbs that we're going to use of choice would be organic parsley. It's going to be like kind of like parsley potatoes, but baked. We're going to use black pepper. We're going to use some oregano, and of course parsley here. Now, I think I don't know if I said this was parsley, but no, this is cilantro. This is what we're adding to it, cilantro. So then we've got the parsley here, parsley flakes here. And of course, to give it a little bit more of a kick, of a flavor, you're going to put a little bit of sea salt. All right, this one is kosher, but Himalayan would be even better. Garlic powder, and of course, this would not be a great dish without adding some of my famous favorite garlic and scallion paste. All right, so you take cloves of garlics, you put them in the food processor with the scallions, and this is how it's going to come out. So you're going to put that all and mix it in all together with this. All right, so we're going to start slicing this up in wedges, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to make the the oil, what we're going to do. And we're going to use olive oil, okay? So I say organic olive oil is what we're using, okay? So I use the Great Value brand because it still says organic, so we're just going to have to trust that for now, all right? So let's see what we're doing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so here is how we're going to cut these potatoes, okay? Now I cut them in like these thick little wedges here. If you want to cut them thinner, you can do that as well. The thinner you cut them, you know, probably the less time it'll take to cook, but I like to have them this thick because I like the outside to be crispy and the inside to be soft. You know what I mean? So that's the purpose. And I always leave the skin on because there's a lot of nutrients in the skin. But at the same time, you know, it's just a preference and choice for me. You know, that's how I like them. So what we're going to do, in addition, now, you know that I'm not too crazy about, what is this here? I'm not too crazy about foil containers, all right? Foil sheets. But the thing is that what I use to protect it, because remember, foil actually will outgas to a neurotoxin. So, you know, if you can't afford something that is stainless steel, which, you know, a lot of us can't afford, what I would suggest is putting some parchment paper on top of it, okay? So you don't get any of the toxins that will transfer into your food. So your food, you put it here, and if I were you, I'd probably add an addition of parchment paper just to make sure that, you know, the layer will make it stronger, okay? So we're gonna add this in here, but before we do that, I would like to drizzle some olive oil in there, okay? So we're gonna drizzle a little olive oil, all right, even though there will be olive oil in the mix, in the batter anyways, but just drizzle it anyways, just a little bit, and move it around a little bit, all right? So, you know, you make sure that it's not gonna stick to your cooking sheet. All right, and we'll see how it goes from there. Now remember, always make sure that before you start your preparation, preheat your oven to 375 degrees, okay? And I put it on the broil instead of the bake because the bake will take too damn long, and I'm too hungry to be waiting too damn long for that, all right? So 375 degrees, we're gonna put these wonderful looking potatoes in the sheet, all right, with the parchment paper and olive oil on top of it, and we'll see how it goes. But before we do that, we're going to add this into the mix, all right? So we're going to get there right now. Let's do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so here is how everything looks with the mixture, okay? You got the black pepper in there, you've got the cilantro, you've got the all of the herbs that we had mentioned, and of course everything is hidden in between because we put a lot of black pepper around, so it's kind of covering it. And then we're going to add some more olive oil to the mixture here. Because remember, this is what we're going to use to marinate the potatoes. All right, so drizzle some olive oil. Well, just add a lot of olive oil in there. All right, and lastly, what I want to do is I'm going to take a spoon of this garlic and scallion mixture that I told you guys about. That's going to really give it the flavor that you guys want in these potatoes. I mean, it's going to be amazing. So amazing. I mean, I used to do this for Thanksgiving every year back in the day. And now we're just going to mix it up. You see the tomatoes in there? You see that? Look at it. Look how good that's looking. I mean, it's looking so amazing. I mean, it looks delicious, doesn't it? Look at that. So we're going to mix it up. And, you know, when, you know, you hear when you go to these restaurants about garlic potatoes, like, oh my God, garlic potatoes, that is so amazing. I just love it. Tastes so good. How do they make it? Well, this is one of the ideas of how you make it, baby. You know what I'm saying? Put a lot of love into it, you know what I mean? And do things from scratch. That's the best way to go. And let me tell you, even though it looks like it takes a lot of time, but at the same time, if you can cook, the more potatoes you can cook in this, it'll last you, I would say, at least about a week. So then you won't have to worry about constantly cooking, because I'm the type of person who likes to save time because I'm just too busy with my days. All right, let me add just a little bit more garlic. All right, because I love myself some garlic, all right? So we're going to mix that in there like that. All right. Make sure it's all mixed in. All right. Now, you can also give it a taste to make sure that it's well flavored, okay? And make sure that the salt blends in and it's not too salty, all right? Because you don't want your potatoes to be too salty anyways, all right? So let's see how that tastes. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. It is amazing. Amazing. And the garlic, let me tell you, enough to drive a man crazy. Oh, yeah. The cows are coming home, baby. Oh, did I say cows? I meant the vegetables. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's add the potatoes. All right, because the potatoes are what we're going to use to marinate in there, okay? So we're putting the potatoes in there, and we're going to mix it in. All right, mix it in so it blends in really nicely. I mean, look how nice that's looking. Look at that. And if you could only taste it now, I mean, it's just so amazing. I mean, you know, your mouth, it'll make your mouth water, you know? Just tasting the herbs and all the spices together before adding the potatoes. You know, if it tastes good when it's raw like this, imagine how it's going to taste when it's cooked, all right, when it's nicely baked. I mean, the oil is going to help absorb into the potatoes, but at the same time allow it to give it that crispy fried type of consistency on your palate. You know what I mean? But it won't be fried. It's going to be baked with olive oil. All right, so I say we leave it in here for about, I'd say about like 5 minutes. All right, let it marinate for 5 minutes, and then we'll start adding it to the cooking sheet. All right, you ready to go? Let's do this, baby. Yeah. I want to lick my hands? Oh yeah, baby. Lick that hand. Lick it, lick it, lick it. I'm telling you, make you go crazy. Oh God, did I do that? Oh. All right, guys, let's do this. Okay, guys, this is how the potatoes are gonna look. Okay, after taking it out of the marination. Okay, so you can see all the oil is around it. The oil is on top of it. So basically, you really don't need to put as much oil on the bottom because it already comes out of that when you take it out of the marination. Okay, all right. So here's the one on the top and here's the one on the bottom. So you get like 2 big pan sheets of that. So that should last you for at least a week or a week and a half. All right, depending on how you eat. But yes, so you can always heat it up, you know, in the convectional oven, so you don't have to worry about microwaving it, and it's gonna be amazing. So let's see how it's gonna look afterwards. Let's do this. Remember, 375 degrees, baby. Broiled. Ladies and gentlemen, all right now, the final results of our baked potato French fry a la JAYCOOL, sexy vegan chef. All right, I'm so excited. All right, you ready to see this? Are you ready to see this? You're not ready to see this, right? Are you ready to see this? All right, here we go. All right, so present, drum roll. All right, so as I showed you before how it looked before, and here is the after. There we go. Garlic potatoes with herbs and spices, looking, as I told you, having the consistency of French fries, but instead, it's not fried. It's actually baked. And you see how it looks crispy on the outside, but then when you bite it, look at me. Come out here. Right here, look at that. Okay? And it's soft on the inside. You can actually see it. You see? Crispy on the outside and soft on the inside. Is that amazing or what? So, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And it only takes about, I'd say about an hour and a half. Maybe an hour to an hour and a half, but if you want it to be, depending on how crispy you want it, all right? So please focus on me here. All right, so as I was saying, for all you individuals, you know, who have like a junk food craving like I used to have, and I do have sometimes, this would be your best bet, all right? This is what you want because at the same time, our tongues have sensors in there that every time when we eat these fatty foods, you know what I mean, it sends a signal to our brain saying that it wants more. So what you want to do is basically have something to replace that, all right? Which would be something like this, which has the oil that will confuse the brain and confuse the sensors to think that it's actually fat, but it's not. It's actually the good fat coming from a good oil, all right? But at the same time, it's baked and it's not deep fried, all right? And it's still crispy on the outside as you would have with French fries and soft on the inside. All right, so it's amazing. All right, so anyways, ladies and gentlemen, please, I'm grateful to have you guys here with me. I hope you all enjoyed this. You know, you're gonna love it. Try it at home. You know, try it if you want to do it at parties. This is great food for parties. And follow me on my Instagram, JAYCOOL Charisma. And then at the same time, also follow me on my Facebook, JAYCOOL Charisma. And then also Sexy Vegan Chef, JAYCOOL Charisma, or JAYCOOL on my YouTube, all right? So thank you very much. We will see you soon, and you know, let's keep it popping with being vegan. Let's go all the way with that and try to figure out all these great dishes that we can make for you guys, for your health, and for the taste, all right? And to look great, you know what I'm saying? All right, see you soon.